Guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing the top 10 Kickstarters of the month. And before I get started, we have a Kickstarter going on right now for Slice of Life issue 4, The Kiss. So we finally get to see our anime character that comes to life falling in love with the cheerleader and getting that first kiss. So hopefully you guys could go check that out. I also do have some honorable mentions because I have friends with Kickstarters, and so I'm not biased. I did not add them to the top 10, but I still wanted to shout them out. So let's get started with Space Monkey Nights Go issue 1. If you're looking for a Saturday morning cartoon that's nostalgic to the 80s, go check out this animal-friendly space adventure. It really has a fun, cartoony nature to it as well if you are looking for that old nostalgic feel. Moving on to Pneumatic Cases, which is a steampunk mystery. You know, if you enjoy steampunk, this is definitely a fun twist on it. You get to see a couple B detectives in this as well, so you kind of have these genres clashing with each other. And you get to collect it all in one volume. So go check that one out. We also have MERAKI, which is an awesome queer comic book. It almost feels kind of like a Wonder Woman-esque feel to it. One of my favorite artists, Paperback, is also now officially on the team for this one as well. Moving on to the House of Lother, which is by Caitlin Smith. If you are a fan of gothic storytelling, you should definitely go check this one out. But what I like about it is that gothic tends to lean more towards a darker style of artwork, but this definitely has a bit more of a cartoonier style, which I think fits for this supernatural style of storytelling. And moving on to the last honorable mention, which is Frankenstein Hearth Found issue 1. If you want a twist on a classic story like Frankenstein with a queer twist, you should go check that one out. Now let's get into the top 10. Number 10 for me is the Pride Summer Special 2024. The Pride comic book has been going on for a long time by Joe Glass, and this is a team of superheroes who also so happen to be queer, and we get to see kind of like a swimsuit edition comic book to it. Who doesn't love that for Pride Month? So that is number 10. Moving on to number 9, another queer book. There's a ton of queer books because it is June, and that is Early Bird Volume 1, and this is a futuristic BL. And honestly, the artwork is what really drew me to this. I love the style for it. I like the designs for the characters, and that, you know, usually futuristic has a certain look to it, and this felt grounded in that genre. Moving on to number 8, which is One True Love, and I love a good noir, and I do think Hollywood is a great backdrop for that. And you know, I've read some of Mario's stuff in the past, and I think his concepts are always so interesting and always give you a twist on what you know, and especially California as a whole. You get to see a lot of storytelling from there, and this has to do with two criminals in this noir story. So you also have some very interesting protagonists as well, and layered protagonists. And number 7 for me is Wendigo Wood. This is more leaning towards horror. This is also digging into more actual horror mythology, and this has to do with a veteran trying to find his daughter, and I love a good father-daughter relationship, all mixed by a horror story I don't feel like we see enough in comic books in general. Moving on to number 6, which is Murder, Death, Kill. And this is kind of your Kill Bill style storytelling. It's revenge and blood and a strong female lead. But what I like about it is that there's not only just like ninjas, something that you would see in this type of story, but also robots. Like, how does ninjas and robots work together in one book? And I think that's such an interesting visual dichotomy. So that is number 6 for me. Moving on to number 5, which is Lost Boys issue 1 through 2. I believe issue 1 might have been on my list when that came out. But it's the origins of Peter Pan, and we get to see how he became the character that we all know and love from that story. This seemed like a really cool concept with some really great artwork as well. Moving on to number 4, which is the Marvel Arch book by David Mack and Alex MALEEV. I mean, it's two great artists and two iconic Marvel artists. And I like to see bigger names and obviously smaller names in this pool of Kickstarter and making this platform even better. And I think this is a great opportunity to bring Marvel onto Kickstarter in a different light and in a different way that makes sense for Kickstarter. Moving on to number 3, also speaking of a bigger publisher, Sainted Love. This is by Vault Comics. I've been loving what Vault's been doing. thing, because I feel like a lot of publishers that are more in the direct market, they tend to have their collections on Kickstarter a lot, but never really a new series. So to see Sainted Love, which is, you know, some great talent on there like Steve Orlando, to have this book be on Kickstarter first. I really love seeing the new material, and obviously seeing a queer sci-fi story is always great, a great addition. Moving on to number 2, which is the 99. This is such a fun concept. It's all these cartoonists coming together, 99 cartoonists adding their own strips to this book. So you get to see a whole collection of different styles and in different types of voices in this book. So I just thought that was a really intriguing concept. And moving on to number 1, which is Horus and Hell issue 1. This is about a demented little bunny demon rabbit, kind of playing off the Saturday morning cartoon vibe. Kind of reminds me a bit of like I Hate Fairyland. And what I liked about this, it's also a spin-off of another, I believe it's called Hocus Pocus. It's another series on Kickstarter. So, you know, something that built their audience through the Kickstarter platform. Now seeing spin-offs, it's just so gratifying to see series and titles get so big on their own merit to do spin-off series like this and kind of have fun within, grow their world. So that is why that is number 1, and also just looked like a lot of fun. Thanks guys, this is Comic Uno, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.